And welcome back, everybody, to our fourth and final round here at Guardian Games Monday Night Modern. I'm Urchin Kali, and I'm here commentating with.
Travis Cooper.
Yep. So in our last round, we are going to see Brendan here again, Jund Goblins, climbing to the top with the 3-0 so far, facing off against Amulet Titan, which I believe y'all wanted to see earlier.
Yeah, this will be interesting. So it's kind of going to be the race to combo. I'm going to give this one to Amulet.
I think Amulet more consistently faster. From what we saw of Brendan's deck earlier, doesn't have the consistency to go off super quickly. Amulet Titan, if the pilot is used to the lines that they are, if they're used to the lines that they're working with, that it can be not too difficult to be killing turn 3, turn 4. The rare turn 2, but we're working on the mic levels here. Thank you for your feedback. So, yeah, this is a good last match. We got lucky on this one, so.
Yeah, it's cool to see like the kind of somewhat fringe deck that is sitting at the 3-0 table with a fair amount of competition. People play like pretty tiered decks here, and folks that don't usually are good players experimenting with some interesting things. And yeah, Brendan had to get through some tough matchups to get here.
So here we go. Gonna have, believe that's an actual snow-covered forest. Notable that they run a split on their basics now for Field of the Dead. Amulet does not have a high chance of turn 2. I actually don't know how it's changed with Once Upon a Time. It may be higher now, but previously their chances of turn 2 were not that great. So here we are, Once Upon a Time, going to see two Grimgullies and a Putrid Goblin, but we are going to take Cavernous Souls, either because we have combo pieces in hand, or because we are hurting for land.
I'm so excited. Oh, good.
Yep, Colton does not know what's happening and is excited to find out.
What's funny, I think Colton actually was like, "Are you playing? Oh, what's our friend's name? The mushroom goblin,
Grimgully.
Grimgully, and Skirt Prospector." And I think Colton used to play goblins, so I think Colton's in the know here.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
Grumgully. Sorry. I'll learn eventually.
Grumgully.
The last. I can't.
Is that something? Is that like an actual fairy tale character? It sounds like it is, but I'm not familiar with that one.
What deck do you think is the best right now? It's the Simic mid-range Urza deck. Until the format adjusts around it, the Simic Urza deck is by far the best deck in Modern. Now, will the format adjust? Yeah, probably. There will be some adjustment. I still think it'll be top tier, but it may not remain the abjectly most busted deck.
Eh.
Or you think it's just going to stay the abjectly most busted
deck
by virtue of just being pile of good cards? Because that's the problem with it. Every single card in that deck is good.
Oh, we got Nasuza.
Yeah, all right. Azusa. 2 more land drops.
Like
Gemstone Mine, Radiant Fountain, gain 2 life. Just some fair ramping here.
Brenda's got a Skirt Prospector though, right? Things are okay.
Things are fine. That is mana production on both sides of the table. Yeah. So, no Amulet of Vigor. We found a second green source. Any untapped mana source, and we can see a Titan next turn. Now, Titan notably not going to be able to attack. The land that gives Titan haste, Slayer's Stronghold, usually only able to do that off its ETB trigger because of Amulet. Well, only able to do that off its ETB trigger because of Amulet untapping the Slayer's Stronghold. Here's a Goblin Matron. We may be tutoring up another combo piece. I'm not sure how many we have in hand. But we're going to see what Brendan wants to get. He's going to need to get a move on if he wants to not get Primeval Titaned. We're going to get Grumgully.
I just want to say Grumgully one more time because it's really fun to say.
What's the card's name?
Grumgully.
There we go. There we go. You know, I don't tend to think of the Simic Wurza deck as that much of a combo deck. It's got, you know, one piece each of the combo and 2 Whir of Invention. It's not all in on that. I don't think that's even its plan in every game.
It's like
Um,
Grixis Twin, where you just play all the best cards and then have a combo.
Yep, it's much more like that. I think it is primarily a mid-range deck, but its card quality is so intense that it gets to beat the other mid-range decks. So here's Primeval Titan. We've got Field of the Dead. We're going to have an ETB trigger. I have a feeling that there are going to be more zombies than goblins on the battlefield very, very soon.
And I'm curious, chat was mentioning that Colton can turn this off with Bog, Bajuka Bog. I've seen that in the sideboard a lot these days. Sometimes it's a main deck card.
Bajuka Bog, yeah, it used to be a main deck staple of Amulet. Now sometimes floating into the board. I think probably the cut for Field of the Dead. But in the Secure Tribe Scout does make it instant speed. But yeah, we got to get rid of that snake if we don't want to get instant speed bogged out of our combo.
I wonder if Colton's like, where's the Bog? Did I leave the Bog in the deck? Did I take it out?
Did I move that to the...
It's like there's so many lands you play in Amulet that a lot of them are like flex slots.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Your lands are all live. And it puts so many on the battlefield that you actually do, you know, it's a very land heavy deck, but you end up with a... By the end of the game, your deck is much denser with activity because of how many you pull.
Oh god, I did it again.
You did it again.
The clock. Here we go. Let's get this right.
Yeah, Brendan has some sweet glasses. I also like the fact that all of his goblins appear to be old printings. Like the Matrons, the Skirk Prospectors.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of old Borders, original art stuff.
Oh yeah. I dig it. He's got a nice swamp too. Alright, so here's some zombies. We've got a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter also one we've seen leaving the deck a lot. I'm not sure that Hidden Cavern does a ton for you here except cut him on color, but he's going to be able to search for whatever color he's missing.
Got it.
But I think we are going to see a Ghost Quarter here because we have draw step effects. He does have probably 1 Pact of Negation, but...
I think we have a basic forest.
Do we have our bases? Do we have our basics covered here?
Oh.
It's a great question. We do. We do. We were prepared for this moment. That is a nice looking forest.
A reasonable hope. I don't know if everyone would have it, but
Matthew Dennis, if you could ship me pics of that brown bordered Mox Opal. Something I'd like to see. I do love me some Mox Opal.
So it's a solicited Mox Opal picks.
I am soliciting your Mox Opal pics.
okay. I will pass from Gully the Generous. Seems good.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Brendan has a ton of things to do here to get rid of the Titan. But we're going to make a red mana. We're going to maybe play the Persist Goblin. We can make infinite... Yeah, he's the Persist Goblin. We can make infinite mana.
We need one more land, I think.
There
There
we
we go.
Okay.
Cast Putrid Goblin. Seems good.
Okay. We have infinite mana.
Make red.
Do we have a path?
Trigger. Comes back. Counters. Cancel out. So make 1,000 red mana.
Yep. Colton suddenly...
Break out.
Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
Same loser. Yeah.
I liked how Brendan just chose 1,000. When you can choose an arbitrary number,
It's just,
yeah, it's just like
modest.
a 1,000.
So you're right. If Colton had instead gotten Bog and Bounce Land, he puts Bounce Land in hand, activates Sakura Tribe Scout, bogs out the combo. I believe that's how that's going to work. So we wanted to get Bog and Bounce Land.
Okay, well, I feel like I'm
If Bog was in the deck.
If
I have
Bog was in
a
the
feeling
deck,
it's
we
not
don't
in the
know
deck.
for a fact that Bog is in the deck.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess it is, though, because let's take a look at our sideboard choices. For Colton here, we are looking at 1 Cavern of Souls, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Engineered Explosives, 1 Chameleon Colossus, another Field of the Dead, another Ghost Quarter, 2 Dismember, a Ramu Nap Excavator, and 2 Obstinate Baloth. So
Okay.
no Bog here. presumably in the main deck.
Could also just not be in the deck anymore too.
It's true. We might have. Everyone's gotten so loose about that. Let me tell you what. I know that Grave Hate isn't as useful as it was when Dredge and Hogak were around and higher in the meta. But there are these Crabvine decks. There are these Glintvine decks.
I just
And
saw
then
it
you have
now,
these
I
incidental like Emery value decks where it's not a total hoser, but it's
yeah, everyone's
you
like
know
Amulet.
still relevant. What do you actually like in this matchup? EE obviously I think is a snap include.
Yeah, I think you want your removal. Well-timed piece of removal can sort of work. If you get the sack outlet, or you get, the Grumgully at the with persist trigger on the stack, things like that.
So
So,
dismember.
yep.
All right, and then looking back before, our options for Brendan: 2 Relic, 2 Collective Brutality, 1 Chain Whirler, 1 Collector Oof, 3 Alpine Moon, seems relevant, 1 Chalice of the Void, 2 Phyrexian Revoker, 2 Thoughtseize, and an Earwig Squad. I think I like the Thoughtseize and the Alpine Moons here.
What are you naming with Alpine Moon?
You're right, it's not Blood Moon. What can we shut off that's useful?
I mean, you can shut off the Haste land,
Yeah.
and then you can shut off the Devil Strike land, but I feel like it's.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy it. Maybe not
I mean, you can
Alpine
shut off Fill of the Dead, but I feel like you're gonna try to. You're not winning by attacking,
Moon. No.
and
You're right. Maybe just the Thoughtseize. Do you like anything else? I mean, you can Revoker their EE, but that's pretty medium.
like the Thoughtseize and maybe the. I mean, if you take out 3 Titans from the deck, I wonder how. I don't know. I
It's
feel like
pretty mopey.
you sort of just have board in Thoughtseizes and call it good, probably.
Yeah. I have a question about Alpine Moon. I'm gonna look up this card text right quick. Alpine Moon. Never mind. It's lands your opponents control, so we can't shut off Talari West in hand. Just a thought. We didn't see any Castle Garenbergs. Doesn't mean he's not running them.
Most Amulet decks are running one
Okay,
or two of
everyone's
those
on
these
that now.
days. Sort of allows you to get Titan out the fairway 1 turn earlier.
Yeah.
I get to choose what cards in my hand. This is great.
Also, that was a turn 4 combo without a vial.
Yeah. Okay. I believe it. I really thought that Amulet was the one that was going to be able to go faster, but
It was a pretty slow start for the Titan player, even though we did have the Azusa. It felt like you were missing
he had no Amulet.
the Amulet for the real explosiveness. Yeah.
And the deck can do fine with no Amulet as long as it's not, in a race like this. It can ramp pretty well. So we're gonna see Bounce Land, Vesuva, Sakura, Tribe Scout, 2 bounce lands. See a Slayer Stronghold as well. Pithing Needle shuts down Talaria West. Yes, you can Revoker Talaria West.
You don't want the Slayer Stronghold in hand. That's a bit of a bummer.
You actively don't want it in hand. So that's one of the weird things that Amulet Titan can get into these corners where it has the wrong lands in hand, so it can't tear them up with the Titan.
Yeah, sometimes that could stop you from winning just because you have the Slayer Stronghold in hand, when it's like if you could tutor it up, then it's like, oh, we could do all the things, but nope. It's funny to have cards in your deck that you don't want to draw.
As a former Dredge player,
Yeah.
I know all about this. And you're like, this is a 5-card hand that would be actively better as a 5-card hand.
I was just thinking about like Narcomoeba.
You do not want that off the top of your library.
How do you think Dredge is right now?
Medium. I think the Vengevine decks are better. I think it just, without physically suiting for the selective enabling, it's just too inconsistent because you're trying to use Neonates, which are just weaker because you don't get to dig and fix your hand if you're a little low on land. Tome Scour is just a shot in the dark. I don't think that it's as good as it was, by far.
I'm excited to play it in Frontier or Pioneer.
Send me your deck list.
Oh, I have a sweet one.
Sweet. All right, land vial go. This is what we want to see. Once upon a time, there was a Talaria West that came into play tapped on the first turn.
Usually that means you're going to play a bounce land and like an Azusa the next turn while floating mana.
You're just like, I didn't have a 1-drop anyway.
I had a 0-drop.
Once upon a time's pretty good Magic card. I'm enjoying it.
I haven't gotten to Spell Snare one that was cast for free, but that's up there on like achievements I want to hit.
Ooh. I mean, you have to hope your opponent doesn't sniff out the Spell Snare and somehow, like, just... if they're on the play, just do it before you have the mana. But if you're on turn 1, then...
Yeah,
I guess
like
they could... Oh my god.
they could
They
do
could
it.
upkeep you.
It's true, but I don't think that's the right choice
No.
most of the time because you want to see what that extra card is in your draw step.
Yeah, absolutely not in the blind. Now, game 2.
But if you have the soul read on...
Game 2, I am upkeeping my Once Upon a Times. I've got your number, Travis. Alright, we're going to fetch for a Blood Crypt. Shock it in.
Yeah, it's interesting once you get below 18, like life total is pretty insignificant on... A life total is kind of insignificant on either side of the table for this game.
You are dead or you're not. We've got a Frog Tosser Banneret.
Attack for 1.
Get in there. 19. Highly relevant attacks.
Slayer Strongholds.
Well, Slayer Stronghold floated to the hand again. Azusa, gonna help us ramp.
Second land draw.
Here's to you, West.
Third land draw.
Pick it back up. Oh, we're gonna pick up the Slayer Stronghold. Makes enough sense to me, especially if we have another bounce land in hand. It's always useful to have an untapped source with Amulet. Just be able to finish out your curve. Because he's right now got presenting 5 mana, and the Slayer Stronghold to come down untapped even without the Amulet. Titan.
Is that an Emrakul of Promised End?
What?
Or Emrakul... the new Emrakul. That's actually not that new, now I feel old. In Colton's hand?
I see an EE, a Slayer Stronghold.
Okay.
I think you're confusing Slayer Stronghold with...
Oh,
I mean, it's an easy mistake. I confuse them all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're called the Aeons Torn.
That one.
No, we're just getting +2/+0 and haste and vigilance. We are not tearing any Aeons up in here. It is turn 4 of the second game. Also, I'm not sure it's turn 4.
25 minutes is the correct. Our clock is correct.
And we are on a countdown, and these are 45 minutes rounds, so we are on 20 minutes in, and this is game 2. We should probably update the...
Oh, yeah.
So we are up a game for Goblins here. We've got that Thoughtseize. We took the Primeval Titan. We don't really want that happening. But now we have to work around that Engineered Explosives. Bang! Azusa gone. There's another Azusa, but it'll burp you. That an Amulet that is actually more expensive. I'm not sure about that, though. I mean, there's nothing else going on.
Attack, Brendan. Get in there. Okay. I was afraid Brendan was almost going to pass.
So, this is the thing about Azusa. He doesn't have another bounce land, so he can't chain the land drops to keep bouncing and replaying his lands. So, oh, he has another unknown card. I missed that. No, that's a highly relevant unknown card. Still wish we had a bounce land here for that Azusa, but Engineered Explosives on 2 is going to clean up this board quite well.
Yeah, Colton's so close to Titan.
He was so close to Titan, and then Titan got Thoughtseized. What do we want that Ether Vial on? Yes. Bounce land will get it done. I mean, he has the 6 mana now. He just needs the Titan. Oh yeah, good point.
That's interesting. If Colton blows up this explosives, Brendan could vial in the Grum Gully, and
And he's missing a sack outlet.
yeah, but you get your persist thing, and it would come back. And if you had sack outlet in hand, just got some free
Oh, that's
damage
true.
there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Azusa 3, bounce Solaria West, transmute, get packed.
We're gonna fetch a.
I don't think bounce lane gets in Titan that turn, but it gets in the pact. Oh, Azusa can keep playing the bounce lines. Never mind. Yeah, he has enough.
And cast. A goblin matron.
Alright, here's a matron.
Trigger after that. Crap, let's go.
We're gonna blow EE, stop you from
So these two
progressing down this road.
This guy comes back with a -1/-1.
We're gonna go tutor up.
What are we gonna get?
presumably a Grum Gully.
At this point, I think knowing that Colton has to, you might be incentivized. Oh, interesting. I thought we were gonna get
Sling Gang Commander.
Pass the turn.
We're on the value plan. We're just gonna try to kill him. I like it.
I thought we were gonna get a ringleader there to try to get some card advantage.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hope that Colton bricks for a turn or two.
Well, that was
That's a brick.
a brick.
Activate. Put Pashalek into play.
Ooh. Uh-oh. 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 So here's Pashalik Mons, which is gonna let this get very out of control, especially with Sling Gang Commander. I wonder if Brendan can just
You want to give us a rundown of what Pashalik Mons does?
let me look it up to make sure I have exactly the right.
As someone who played a lot of Modern Horizons.
I did. That was a great limited format. So whenever it or another goblin you control dies, you get to ping any target, and for 4, you can sack a goblin and make 2 goblin tokens. So if things get out of control, you deal damage.
Put in Sling Gang.
And then Sling Gang is another, I
Whoa.
believe, drains you.
And Sling Gang really helped out with this sort of combo-y goblin archetype, and then also legacy goblins, and that used to you had the top end of Siege Gang, which cost 5, and this allows you to keep your vials on 4, which you have a lot of other relevant 4s in the deck. So
Yeah.
a very cool addition to the deck.
Yeah, but everything that dies is going to give... Yeah, every single goblin that dies is going to ping any target for 2. Yeah, and that's it.
All
I
right.
didn't even have time to count the damage. I was too busy reading Oracle text.
Well, we have something cool now.
Now
Right?
we have time.
We have time. We have a short little window here.
I know you've been waiting.
All right.
Flavor of the week. Text me.
Oh, so you can instant speed. Yeah, stop the combo. Yes.
All right. Welcome to your favorite segment. Favorite part of Monday Night Modern. This is Flavor of the Week. Do you want to give us a rundown of the
Okay.
card?
Well, I'll just read the flavor text.
Okay.
Ineffable and incorruptible.
So what we have here is Great Sable Stag, which is, you may note, a 3/3 green elk, much like many fine creatures and artifacts in Modern. Notably, this can't be countered and has protection from blue and black. Protection from blue meaning it cannot be targeted by abilities of blue permanents. So certain blue and green planeswalkers that might normally make things into green 3/3 elks cannot make this green 3/3 elk into a green 3/3 elk. So it is not just ineffable and incorruptible, but it is also inelkable.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
cannot
that's important.
you cannot turn this elk into an elk, which is going to be really relevant in Modern, and this is Modern playable card. So
So if you're looking for something that can beat Oko and is immune to his format dominating abilities, look no further than Great Sable Stag or something. Ban Oko. Just ban the dang card. Sorry.
Well, that was the conclusion of our final round here at Guardian Games for Modern Mondays. And everyone, it was super awesome hanging out with folks. Thanks for supporting us, doing the follow, subscribe, hanging out in chat. And you can always tweet at us at Portland Paper if you want to see something maybe on coverage in round one. That's the thing that we can do sometimes. Or if you just
Portland_paper on Twitter.
or if you can just, yeah, like any other questions, hit us up there. And do you want to do your personal plug, Urchin?
Yeah, I might as well plug myself a little bit. I am at HaYeahNo on Twitter. It's HaHyeahNO. I stream on Thursdays at 6 o'clock, and I also write for Hipsters of the Coast now. So I have an article coming out tomorrow on hipsters, and I should be publishing every other week. So I'll put that up on my Twitter, and yeah, it's so good to see you guys every week. Everybody's a regular. It's just super awesome. So it's awesome to see you guys again, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a great week.